Okay, so this is my CO2 kit, homemade. This down here is the Fluval CO2 diffuser. You can get it on Amazon. And this here is the Fluval bubble counter. So all you gotta do is just get a bottle, make it airtight, an airtight seal with an air tube, and just add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of water, mix it up, make sure it's warm water, add about a teaspoon of yeast or half a teaspoon of yeast depending on the size of the bottle, and this airtight seal will make sure that all the CO2 coming out of the this mixture will come up the CO2 up this tube into the bubble counter, which you can see right here. See all that? That's the CO2 coming out. It comes back out of this other tube here and straight down to the CO2 diffuser. So what you get is a whole lot of free CO2 coming out of this CO2 diffuser. So this is step 1, step 2, and step 3. This is very simple and cheap to do instead of purchasing a complete CO2 kit. And I had this CO2 diffuser off to a side over here, and a lot of the CO2 was going straight up and out of the fish tank, so that was kind of wasting it. So what I did is I put this CO2 diffuser directly underneath this little miniature Jibo filter, and what's happening is the Jibo filter is sucking all the CO2 in, or most of it, and blowing it back out of the power head. So it's diffusing, it's further diffusing and mixing the CO2 directly into the water column so that the plants can use more of the CO2. And my plants are growing approximately a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch a day. So adding this cheap CO2 system has benefited the system the exact same way that as if I had purchased, you know, a $200 to $300 system. There's no difference between this free CO2 from the yeast, sugar, and water than CO2 from a tank. It's the exact same thing. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of free CO2. So I would recommend you make a homemade mix of sugar, yeast, and warm water in a bottle with an airtight seal. Send it into a little bubble counter. You can make this homemade also. You could just make another bottle just like this with 2 holes, like here, 1, 2, with the tube coming down the bottle out the other end into the CO2 diffuser. So you don't even have to buy this piece. You could just make this the same way you made this, except this would be the tube coming down into the bottle, and this would be 2 holes that you would make yourself on the bottle cap. This, however, you have to buy. It's the CO2 diffuser. It makes really, really small bubbles, and that's what you want. Really, really small bubbles. So I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, subscribe.